I'm extremely hurt with my 10-year-old sister's behavior. Originally posted by you, Neat Measurement 212 in arc true off my chest on February 9, 23. Updated February 12, 23. Original post. I'm extremely hurt with my 10-year-old sister's behavior. My 19F biological mother walked out on me a month after my 3rd birthday, and I have little to no relationship with her now. When she left, my father let me take me to live with my grandmother and aunts. His family. It was awful there. I won't go into much detail, but it just wasn't an environment suited for a child. My dad remarried my stepmom shortly after, and 3 years later I started living with them. Now, my stepmom wasn't perfect, as she had many flaws and made a couple mistakes during my upbringing. But I don't blame her for that, as it is very difficult to have a 6-year-old child all of a sudden. But nonetheless, I loved her to bits, as she was very kind to me and always treated me as her own. Throughout my life I always had problems with my dad, as he was always awful to me, so I grew to resent my father for being the way he is and my mother for leaving me with him. My stepmom was all I had. When I was 8, my stepmom gave birth to a girl, my sister, who we'll call Fiona. Everything was going well until last year, when Fiona started changing. Fiona found out that we had different mothers. Now she's glued to her computer and never spends time with me like before. She started saying and doing hurtful things that I feel stupid for caring about, as she is only 10. But I can't help it. I don't think she sees me as her sister anymore. She no longer lets me spend time with my stepmom. Whenever I talk to her, Fiona will come up and take all the attention away. She'll try to turn everything into a fight. One time I asked our other sister to take my glass to the kitchen with her, and Fiona lashed out at me, saying how our sister is not my maid, that I was entitled, abusive, and didn't deserve her. I didn't say anything. I just left. Another time her cousin was over and I was making Fiona a sandwich, and I overheard Fiona telling her cousin that I'm an awful sister and that she hopes I don't poison her. I was so hurt that I started crying. Every time I try to help her with homework, she refuses, saying that I'm not smart enough for it. She threatens to put my cat in the street while I'm sleeping if I don't oblige to something she wants, and just lashes out at me for everything. I don't know what I did for her to hate me so much. I could be overreacting and thinking too much into this. I've tried countless times to bond with her, but it always turns into a fight. I just want my sister back. Update. I'm extremely hurt with my 10-year-old sister's behavior. I talked to my stepmom about it and told her everything. She said that she had noticed some tension between us, but she didn't realize how bad it was. She sat me down with Fiona so we could talk about it, but Fiona refused to say anything. She just sat there quietly, ignoring the whole situation. My stepmom threatened to ground her by taking away computer and TV privileges, but she was still unfazed by it. I decided to look through her computer to see if I can find anything that can explain her behavior, and was shocked to find that she has a Discord account and was talking in a group chat with people and telling them lies, not just about me but our entire household, saying that my stepmom is abusive, that we starve her, that I beat her every day, and so much more things. But that's not what scared me. What scared me is that the people she was talking to are no way close to her age. With the way they speak, I'd say they're at least around 16, and they were the ones encouraging her behavior towards me. I don't know if they're aware of her age or if she's aware of theirs, but it's still terrifying. Nonetheless, I told my dad and stepmom immediately about what I found, and we confronted my sister about it. She started crying, explaining how she just wanted to find people to play Roblox with and make friends with them. We're still trying to find out more, but she's barely telling us anything and just starts crying whenever it's brought up. I decided to ask her while we were alone about her behavior towards me and told her everything I've been feeling, how it really hurts when she treats me that way, and that I want our relationship to go back to what it was. She didn't say much, but she said that she's so angry at me all the time but doesn't know why, and she doesn't think we should be sisters because we look so different that people are surprised when they find out we're related. I have lighter features than my siblings. I could tell she wanted to say more, but maybe it was too complicated for her to explain. I ended the conversation by saying how she's still my sister even though we have different mothers, and that I deeply love her despite her behavior. Up till now there aren't many improvements with her behavior exactly, but she has been mostly keeping to herself. Her computer was taken away and now she's spending most her time reading or playing. I have a good feeling and hopefully things can go back to how they were. Reminder: do not comment on the original posts or contact the original poster. I am not the original poster. This is a repost. Dear God, this is messed up. OOP's family should consider therapy for Fiona. It's extreme that she's blasting out lies about them to strangers. There's some disconnect with her that went from 0 to 10 to have serious disdain for her family. Jesus Christ. What a nightmare. I'm so glad OP figured her Discord out. But hopefully she's able to detox fully from that whole group. Anybody else think something far worse is going on with that child? I'd be curious to see who else she was talking to online and using what medium. It also wouldn't shock me if she figured out another way to get online, or if someone supplied her with the means to do so. Lots of warning bells going off for me here. Fucking Roblox. It's always Roblox. WTF. Why are 10-year-olds being given access to their own devices without any parental supervision? Have none of the adults ever been on any social media ever? Oh gosh. When OOP said her features were much lighter than her siblings, it made me wonder if they live in a racist and/or colorist society where lighter features are more valued and get more attention, praise. And Fiona has started internalizing those messages on beauty and resenting OOP as a result. If Fiona feels like she'll never get attention in real life the way OP does, I can see her doing whatever possible to get it from the internet while simultaneously lashing out at OP where she can. She's 10. She doesn't need unsupervised computer access. Jesus. The sister needs therapy ASAP. Also, her electronics needs to be monitored. I'd be horrified if my family member goes through these drastic changes like these. This is interesting to me as we can easily and probably correctly assume that the interactions Fiona is having in the server are the reason for her change, but that still doesn't explain how it started. I wonder what the inciting incident was for all this. Obviously she said something about OOP or another family member that gave these strangers a negative impression of them. But it's also important to remember how few details we have and not jump straight to the Discord friends doing things out of malice. I think it's a lot more likely Fiona said something about how her sister, mother said, did something mean, saw the attention it got her, and logically figured if she said more bad stuff was happening she'd receive more positive attention from the server. Before she knows it, her tale has spiraled out of control and she lives in a family that hates her. And her Discord friends encourage her to not let them treat her poorly and to lash out. She'll put the cat into the street if the older sister doesn't do what she says. Get that child out of the toxic internet grues, but also get her some help. It's not normal for a kid to change their behavior to that extent. Why did the parents not dig deeper? Something's going on here. She literally said that she's so angry, but doesn't know why. That alone shows something is going on. Now she keeps mostly to herself. Another bad sign. I doubt it's truly about Op. There is more to it. I was thinking they should go on the Discord and say that Peaches 5431 was a 10-year-old as it might make the group think differently. But that would make the worst abusers try harder than ever to talk to her. One day was enough for my son on Discord. I monitored the content for one day and was terrified. This convinced me that he is not old enough for social media or even a smartphone. 10-year-old with unmonitored PC and internet access. Genius. Call me a boomer, but this is exactly why 10-year-olds shouldn't have unsupervised access to the internet. My old ass just finding out what Discord is because of this post, but yes. I remember talking to some sketchy as people on the internet but never that young. I remember about a case I saw in YouTube. A 13-year-old girl was talking to someone on the internet, and that someone convinced her to leave her house one night with her laptop. She was not fined yet even though some years passed. So parents, be careful about your children on internet. My focus was on her deep anger towards her sister. That needs to be talked out. And it needs to be established whether or not she has fallen for a groomer. Because that could really complicate the process of seeing her through this dark time. Who is the third sister? Are they older or younger?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.